Hello and welcome to the Re-Becoming the One Symposium. This is week one where we're focusing on the divine feminine. I'm Vanessa Nixon and I'm here with Martha Alter-Hines. And today we're speaking with Jennifer Ruth Russell. And I would love to welcome you, Jennifer, to the conversation. I'm so excited to dive into this. And I want to just take a minute to give everybody some background on who you are and all of the incredible, amazing things that you have done and that you are doing in the world. So Jennifer is an award-winning songwriter, a spiritual mentor, and a channel for Mother Mary. She's authored 3 books in the Mother Mary series. Their new book is called Opulence Infusion, a New Faith Currency. It was just released on March 20th, 2023. Jennifer's successful podcast is called Morning Light Meditations. Her intimate partnership with Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, and Saint Germain is the unseen force that founded and directs the Angels of Abundance Ascension Academy. Jennifer's life vision is to empower lightworkers to take back their money power and step into their sovereignty. Jennifer has been a spiritual mentor for over 20 years. She trained at Agape International Spiritual Center under Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. And he says this about Jennifer: a moment with Jennifer is like immersing yourself in the inspiration of the best music and the love of a most powerful prayer. How beautiful. And I'm just so grateful to be here with you in this moment and have this conversation. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you, Vanessa. I don't think anyone has read that bio with such finesse ever before. It was amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Yes, I'm grateful to be here. I'm just delighted to dive into the heart of the Divine Mother with you. Yeah, so beautiful.
Wonderful. I just wanted to add, yes, I'm so happy to speak with you. You were a speaker in Re-Becoming the One last year, and meeting you was like finding long lost, I don't know what to call it. Human words don't really do it justice, but something along the lines of soul sister or something. Certainly we have been connected forever. And I love speaking with you. I love connecting with you. I love the work you do. And yeah. And in terms of this, the topic that you're wanting to speak to today, flourishing in the heart of Mother Mary. It's maybe I can just give a little context for how I see that. We kind of said this a little, I said this a little before we started recording, but when I pray on what I'm being called to do in my own work and with this symposium, it's really about, of course, re-becoming the one. But what the spirit world says to me is so important in that process is that we both hold space for that re-becoming of the one, but we also, in doing that, hold space for exploring the infinity of all manifestations of the polarities and everything in between and all of it. So like the various manifestations of the divine that each have their own medicine, their own wisdom, their own healing to them. And that's how I often see these things we can consider either archetypes or goddesses or gods or whatever, divine figures of any kind. That's how the spirit world sort of explains it to me, is that it's like the divine feminine is an infinite petaled flower, and the divine masculine is the infinite petaled flower, and the divine person is all of it and more and in between. And that when we go into each of these petals, it's like having infinite ways we can eventually access really ultimately the one. But for example, Mother Mary has her own, she's her own being, her own medicine, and her own set of things that she offers to this overall healing that we're here to be doing. So
Absolutely.
whatever that means. Yeah.
I think we could say it as all that is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So why, we could start with why this particular topic for you? Why this petal? What brings you to this petal of the infinity of the all that is and the one?
Well, this petal, I will just name it as Mother Mary, from the lineage of Isis, from the lineage of Archangel Mary, who is one of the universal archangels, came to me through a very interesting path. Would you like to hear the journey? I'll share just a little bit of the journey, because I was raised as an evangelical Christian. My parents were, and my grandparents too, were missionaries in Ethiopia. And I was trained to be a good wife and mother. That was a path that I rebelled hard against. And I came into metaphysics, and I love metaphysics. I started feeling that I had something to do with this equation. It wasn't just a God outside of myself. And yet I got to the end of a crossroad where I was like, well, if I'm made in the image and likeness of the divine, where is Mama God? I started asking that question. Especially my path has been really to come through the prosperity portal. Okay, so I've had many prosperity programs. I wasn't raised with any financial know-how. And here I come to now study metaphysics and wondering, okay, well, now I know that I can create, I can start making things happen, I can manifest, but my heart started to really long for the divine feminine. And when I asked that question, I was listening to a podcast, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, and I have to say, I kind of met Mother Mary on a podcast, and she was talking about Holy Mare, and I could hear it that way. I could hear it because I wasn't raised with any knowledge of Mother Mary except for, the nativity at Christmas. There she was, and by the stable, by the little manger, but there wasn't any active part. There were women in the Bible that I always thought were pretty cool, but as I asked that question, and also I read that abundance flows through the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and I was like, what does that mean? And that inquiry took me down a path first of, getting a small statuette of Mary and just kind of feeling into who she is. And, my heart started to open up mostly in love for myself. I finally started to realize I needed to love myself in order to really feel anything about the divinity within me. And what happened is I was asked to come and sing in the Ukraine at a conference. And when I was there, there's the Divine Mother is so prevalent there. It is so healthy there. And there was this picture, not a fabulous picture, kind of a dingy old picture, but there was something about this picture. As I looked into it, it was of Mother Mary. She was looking down, and I just heard her call my name. It was a profound moment. And she said, I want to start talking to you daily. And so I said, yeah. And then I realized as I looked back that there had been a lot of things that had happened that brought me to her heart. And that journey has healed my heart, it's healed my family, it's healed my finances. So that's why I really know the flourishing in the heart of the Divine Mother.
That is a really interesting story. And It speaks to me on a level that I think a lot of people may resonate with, and that is that I grew up Catholic and also, really questioned the patriarchal nature of the particular religious organization, and didn't really see myself in it. It's like, where do I fit into this? And so I'm wondering, as you have come to this relationship with Mother Mary, which is, it sounds like a way that you've kind of found yourself. This is where I am. This is my place here. I'm wondering if you have any wisdom to share with those of us who would like to experience that for ourselves, who are looking for the divine feminine within or maybe outside of the more religious structures that we've grown up in that we don't really resonate with anymore. Like, do you have any wisdom for how to make sense of all of that and come into relationship with the divine feminine?
That's such a great question.
Can I add a pre-question to that question? So I actually also grew up in a lineage of missionaries, Presbyterian missionaries. But were my great grandparents were missionaries in India, and then my two of my great uncles were missionaries in India. So my parents and my grandparents were not. So I wasn't raised very Christian at all, actually. So I'm thinking about people who aren't familiar with Mother Mary. Maybe, do you want to start with who is she to you? Like, how would you describe who she is? I mean, I think most people who are listening to this will know who she is, but I'm I'm curious, how would you describe her? And then I would love to hear the answer to Vanessa's question too.
Well, I did know Mother Mary's name, as a kid. I knew her name. I didn't have a relation. Maybe I should say I didn't have a relationship with her. And I think it's a great question, because the first thing for everything that we get to do is choose. That's our privilege. And Mother Mary says this over and over again: we are the choosers. So if you're longing to come into the heart of the Divine Mother, you just need to acknowledge that. Basically, you need to ask for it. You need to that simple part of welcoming it and making yourself available. And it doesn't matter what of the petals, as you said, Martha, they all are connected. They're all connected in this beautiful goddess grid that we are connected in, and it doesn't matter. So if you are more in tune with Kuan Yin, if you are more in tune with, Pallas Athena, the goddess of truth, or you have to be a pretty ballsy girl to work with Athena, Truth isn't always the most popular goddess in the room, right? But any of these beautiful lady masters, I love Lady Nada, who's also known as Mary Magdalene. And I actually started to discover more about all of these beautiful lady masters by reading the beautiful work that Saint Germain brought in for this age of Aquarius through the I Am Discourses, the Bridge to Freedom work. And Aurelia Louise Jones wrote a beautiful book called The Seven Sacred Flames. And so when I started getting educated about Mother Mary, she is actually, yes, she was the mother of Jesus, but how did she become that? There's a whole beautiful story of how she became that and filled that beautiful role. After she was the mother of Jesus, she became the mother of the world. So she actually comes and weaves the very fiber of our heart together when we're in the womb. We all take a visit to her Sacred Heart Temple over Fatima, Portugal. And we know, so she knows us intimately. So there's something about that you should hear today, because you don't have to get to know Mother Mary. You basically have to just open the door and welcome her. She's Also the Archangel with Archangel Raphael on the fifth ray of healing and manifestation, the beautiful emerald green ray. And they are the divine complement of each other, right? They have been moving through time together for a long time. And that's how I met them. So I guess I'm saying two things. Open your heart and ask, and start to get educated about who they are, just with anything, even if you just Google, of course, if you want to Google Mother Mary, you're going to get a lot of Catholicism with that. But you could Google Archangel Mary. You'll get a little bit more. And, I just suggest that you just decide. That's really where you need to start, is decide to have a relationship. And there's no way that you cannot have a relationship with the divine feminine now, because the divine feminine is coming in full array to planet Earth right now and balancing out. Everything is being balanced, as we can see so many things that are happening in the world. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that was a beautiful answer to that question. And I just want to clarify something that you said a few minutes ago. I'm hearing how interconnected, all of these, goddesses and different manifestations of the divine feminine are. And one thing that you said in the beginning, when you were speaking of Mother Mary, you said in the lineage of Isis. Was that correct? And I would just love to hear a little bit more about that, because I've always been drawn specifically to Isis. And I would love to hear what this lineage or connection between Isis and Mother Mary is.
I found out through Diana Cooper's work that Archangel Mary, because it is said, and I've asked many times about this, that archangels really do not incarnate on Earth because they are such a different level. So how did Mother Mary come to be Mother Mary? Was through Isis, who is also under Archangel Mary. Now, Isis, we know as a great mother, right? The great mother that we can read about from the Egyptian lineage. And also the Sophia Code brought that very much alive to me. The Sophia Code is a great way to open your heart up to the divine feminine. If you want to read, that is a wonderful opening. And Isis has always been, this is before I even knew they were connected. If I was going to go and lead, and I know both of you are, leaders of beautiful events where you have to step up as a high priestess and do what you do, right? And whenever I would feel any nerves, I would step in and embody Isis. And, it just would bring me immediately into that feeling of like, oh yeah, this is who I am. So she has always been really close to my heart as well. And when I read that actually Mother Mary is a direct stream, the same soul family as Isis, that made so much sense to me. That made complete sense to me, because they feel a lot the same to me. And we all have a lineage. We all have an upline. We all come from somewhere. And in this lifetime, Mother Mary is my sponsor for Ascension, which means really coming into re-becoming the one. Ascension means we are really back in that place of complete oneness. And I'll just define that completely for my own self, that oneness is our high, holy, beautiful, beloved I am presence, the hugeness, the vast magnificence of our being that's already living in a much higher level. And this wonderful human part of us that's walking on the earth, that's doing this thing that we're doing, right? Coming together in holy matrimony. Those two parts of ourselves come together in complete oneness. And that is Ascension. And of course, by then, we'll be operating on much higher frequencies.
So that kind of ties into the question I was having is you called this talk Flourish in the Heart of Mother Mary. So could you maybe go into this word flourish? Why did you choose that particular word, and what do you mean that we can flourish in her heart?
Well, we have to go in and talk about the Opulence Infusion, because I have to tell you, I started working with abundance and Mother Mary when I started my academy. It kind of was the gateway for coming into the academy and learning more about Ascension. And abundance has been we could say my portal, to really inquire and learn. And I was in the middle of teaching a 90-day process. And I said, I want to make this shorter. Let's do 21 days of something, let's just make it shorter. And I was like, so what material? I was trying to get material. And Mother Mary told me 5 days before the course started, I'm going to give you a message every day for 21 days, and it's going to become a book. So that's literally how my first book was written. 21 Days to Abundance Through the Immaculate Heart of Mother Mary. And the first thing that she brought us through, and I would love to do that at the process if we have time today, is I want you to graft your heart to my heart. This has been such a foundational piece of this work with Mother Mary, because abundance does flow through her heart, because she sees your immaculate concept. She holds that perfection of you. And this whole project that's ended up through, these 4 books. So there's been How to Create, Empowered Prayer, and then Opulence Infusion. It's all become this beautiful place of bringing in a new faith currency. A new faith currency is basically a river of light, of opulence, a river of opulence that is a river of provision that rides above the current system, that can work for us so we can step into our sovereign power. Because so many of us are still stuck in, it's about the money. I can't do that because I don't have the money. And, the money has to be purified. It has to come into this place of us taking back our power around it. And that's been our work. All of our work has been this flourishing that's happened through me opening up my heart to ask Mother Mary the questions, and for her answering with her whole team. I mean, the team has grown. It's a big team now. It's a pure gold team now. So it has absolutely flourished my life and in the life of my students and my readers. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's basic and yet it's vast. It's vast.
That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds very vast and also still a little vague to me, when I hear you speak of it. And I would love to understand it a little bit more deeply. And this process that you offered to take us through, is that part of helping us to understand?
It will help you. It'll help you experience it, because I will say that understanding it, let me see, how can I say this? It's something to be experienced. It's something to be experienced. And it's a part of letting go of what you think you know, and stepping into a new experience of currency. Because money has become really tainted, and Mother Mary keeps telling us, you got to purify your money, because if you do, then you are available to go much higher in that experience of exchange. So it does sound vague, but it's really simple. It's very simple. Yes. Martha, you have a question.
Yeah, I would love to go into that experience. Yes, that's where I'm going. And also, before we do that, I wanted to name something that I'm having ahas as you're talking on an astrological level. For anyone who's interested in astrology or follows astrology, I just want to insert this in there because light bulbs are going off. Okay, so as a lot of people know, Pluto just went into Aquarius, and we're recording this on April 4th, 2023. So Pluto entered Aquarius March 23rd, so it just did. And by the time of the symposium in June 2023, Pluto will be, over this year, Pluto is going to be going back into Capricorn. So it's not like Pluto's going into Aquarius and just staying there, but it's in its process of going back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius right now. And it's currently in Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which happens to be in Taurus, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. And Venus has to do with money and resources and abundance and all of that. And how do I put this succinctly? Okay, here's my aha. So as Pluto was entering Aquarius, something that the spirit world was showing me very, very, very clearly over and over and over again, it's still showing me this, is that part of the energetic of Pluto entering Aquarius is that there is this flow, just like you're saying, there's this flow of these like energy rivers or streams. You know, I see them as like golden streams that go through our system. I think it's what you talk about. And Uranus rules the energy systems. So Uranus is currently ruling Pluto. Pluto has to do with often clearing, like moving out the gunk that maybe we don't want in something, right? So if Pluto is now in Aquarius ruled by Uranus, what I'm getting energetically over and over again is that this is an opportunity for us to connect with, like, to be fully aligned with the intelligence of the divine, or ourselves as these flows, these golden rivers or streams that we are, in full total alignment, one as the divine and earth. And then Pluto being in Aquarius is helping us to take, like, if logs have fallen in those streams, to just gently move the log aside and to allow that golden flow to fully flow, right? But Uranus again happens to be in Taurus, which has to do with resources, money, survival, etc., all of these earth living things. So I hadn't made that connection before, that it's not only about us coming into alignment as the intelligence of the divine, but that flow also, of course, has to do with resources, abundance, all flow. It's all one flow. I mean, I know this sounds so obvious now that I'm saying it out loud, but
that's wonderful. Yeah. And I love that you brought that example of moving the log out of the way, because to me, that's what our logical mind will always try to do, is to like figure it out. And Mother Mary says often to me, you just got to we've heard bypass as, you know, something that's not a good thing to do. But basically saying you don't have to carry the weight of this world's experience with money any longer. You don't have to bear that burden any longer. It's not yours to bear anymore.
Yeah. And one thing I interviewed you when you were putting out Opulence Infusion. And I said this in the video that we did then, but I'll say it again because it's coming up again. One of the things I loved in that book, and I still am working with this, you know, multiple times a day, is the connection between clearing our, these are my words, so you can correct me if I'm not getting it quite right, but my version of it is there's this connection between our clearing all of our karma, or forgiving in all of our relationships, like radical forgiveness in all of the flow, again, the flow of love that we have with anything and everything in this lifetime, other lifetimes, humans, not humans. And as we let go of those, whatever that is we need to forgive and let go of, then that again, I think, clears these rivers, these streams of the golden light, that then also can become clear channels in all ways, including abundance of all kinds. Is that accurate?
Yes, right on.
Yeah. And that's been truly life-changing for me. So actually, since I read this, I'll just say, on a really brief, personal level, one thing that has happened for me since then, and this is just in the last few weeks, because this book very recently came out. I've done huge healing and clearing work around ancestral
Beautiful.
stuff, family stuff. My dad recently died, right? So there's been this, miraculous clearing of stuff within my family, not just even in myself, but between, very active healing work that has been happening in my family. And it's like, that came out of nowhere. It's amazing.
So it seems.
Yeah, exactly. Truly, it's just, that's one of the things I love about this and your work, is that it's not just the money. Like, that's not actually the point. The point is this flow. Yeah.
In fact, Mother Mary is asking us in this meditation to separate money and abundance.
Yes.
Because we get hooked up in the money. We think we have to get money to do what we're here to do. And that's back asswards. Excuse me. Yeah.
Actually, my spirit world won't let me use the word money. Actually,
yeah.
They just shake their head. Nope. Choose another word.
Yeah. It's great. It's great.
Cool.
Well, I am just really loving this dialogue around, money, prosperity, abundance, and the connection or the disconnection, that we have been experiencing, and separating, money from abundance. And I feel just energetically that so many of us are really ready.
Oh, yeah.
We're just ready to receive, ready to open up to abundance. And I am really, really curious about this experience, this meditation, that this practice that you were speaking of, leading us through. Is that something that you would like to do now?
I think so. I think it's perfect timing. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Martha. All right, so I'm just going to draw you within. If you would just close your eyes, if you're comfortable with that, and just allow yourself to be here now. Allow the breath to come into the body. Of course, it's there already, but just feel that your heart is breathing you. Slow down the breath. And just take a moment to ground into the beautiful mother we call Earth. And recognize within your heart, it helps me to put my hand on my heart. If you want to do that, just do that for yourself. Recognize the divinity right here within you. The beloved I am presence. I love you. I love you. I love you. And feel now yourself just flowing, this beautiful emerald green light with flecks of aqua in it, beautiful turquoise. See that swirling inside of your body through every cell, atom, and electron of your body, your emotional body, the body of your feelings, your mental body, the body of your thoughts, and your beautiful spiritual body. This body holds every memory. It's also called the etheric body. Breathe it in. And as we are preparing to just connect with beloved Mother Mary, I'm going to ask you, beloved Archangel Michael, to surround us in your protective tube of light, all powerful, impenetrable. Thank you, beloved. And feel your breath now, just lifting you up through the heart, as if somebody is just pulling on your heartstring, opening up your heart and lifting you from that heart space up. And Mother Mary, Mother Mary, Mother Mary, we ask you to come, beloved. Come, come, come. Mother of us all, we open our hearts to you. And as you feel this radiance of Mother Mary coming towards you, just feel your heart opening up even more to her and her entourage. The angels of abundance surround her in their golden light. And now, with high intention, I want you to feel your heart moving into Mother Mary's heart and grafting your heart to her heart. She calls you, come into this divine union with me, beloved. Come, come, come. I know you. I love you. I adore you. I see you through your immaculate heart, beloved. You are perfect, just as you are. Abundance flows through my heart, beloved, and I want you to receive it now. See it flowing as a beautiful river of gold, flowing down through your heart and into your life. Feel that beautiful place of desire within you. It could be for something in particular. It could be for a connection with me. It could be a connection with your beloved twin flame. Whatever your desire is, allow it to come upon this river. I want you to see yourself now on this river of gold in a simple silver boat. It's a small boat. It's unencumbered with things. It's made out of creator light and moves with the river. It is light so that you can be in touch with the movement of the river and its rhythm. As you ride easily down the golden river, sing your song. Sing your song to your desire. Whatever song rises up in your heart, or maybe it's just a tone, sing that. The song of opulence. Imalalawa ki oyo mati balalawa iyo. Inkalala mati wololo pawai lamawa. Inkololo mati awai awala ukuchi alama. Inkolalapati yo yo mawaya. As you sing your desire, see it coming to you. As you move down this golden river of provision, of opulent provision. This river is designed to fulfill your desire with the light of heaven. Allow it to be. I love and adore you, Mother Mary, and the angels of abundance. So I invite you to gently come back into this time and space, into your current now. Take a nice deep breath. Feel into your body. If it helps you rub your legs, your arms, just become present in this now moment. Thank you, beloved Mother Mary. I'm so grateful for this gift to us today. And I'm just going to count back from 3 and allow you to wake up now. 3, 2, 1. Come on back. Here we are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love the golden river and the silver boat.
Unencumbered. Just going right towards the desire. Yeah.
It brought me back into that same flow.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept getting the message, which I keep getting in my prayers lately, but it's like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Just be the golden flow through all of your being, through all of it, period, the end. Just let anything and everything that's not that just easily, gracefully, with ease, gently, just
So beautiful. I want to tell a story that just happened to me about the new faith currency and the way it flows. It flows in my life. In your life, it will look a little differently because you're you. I've been playing music for years in different spiritual centers and gatherings in LA. And I just moved to South Carolina, to a very small town. And there's not much happening here, and I was, except for a lot of evangelical Christian churches. Baptist churches are very plentiful here, and I'm not drawn to go there. So I woke up on a Sunday morning really feeling like I wanted to come into some kind of spiritual community off Zoom, something. And I was like, it just seems that there's nothing here. And I literally just raised my hands and I said, I have this gift to give. I don't feel like I'm done giving it. Show me the way. It was just that simple. And that day, I happened just to check and see if there was something going on about an hour south of us in Colombia. And I stumbled on Unity of the Midlands. And there's this beautiful Black woman giving the prayer and, you know, speaking. And then this minister came on and talked. And I was like, I like him. You know, it takes a lot for me to like a minister. I'm a missionary kid, a minister's kid. I've seen it all, you know, and I don't play church. I don't really like doing church without it being a live, active, spiritual time, you know? And I like this guy. And at the end of his talk, he said, by the way, we're looking for a musical director. And, you know, a month later, I am now the new music director, and my husband is my number one side man because we love to play together at the Columbia Unity Church of the Midlands. And they gave me the money I asked for, which was way above what they said they could give. Because I knew I couldn't do that job without being in integrity with myself, asking for a certain amount of money. So I am just in awe of how not only did this happen, the money is there, but the experience is what I'm the most thrilled about. Because I love doing music next to someone that I feel, this is an old time term, equally yoked, you know, the oxen pulling the plow and they go at basically the same pace so that the plow goes smoothly through the that's how they used to make the rows in Ethiopia. You know, and I feel very equally yoked to him, although he comes from a very different place. It is really, I am thrilled. So I just wanted to share that story with you.
Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. And that's a beautiful example of how you are allowing abundance to flow through you and to you. And thank you for
that. That's an example of the new faith currency of how it works. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very simple.
And I was hearing a little bit in your story of you being very clear about what brings you joy mm-hmm. and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And your alignment with that. And is it okay if I share just a little bit of what came through for me during this activation?
I would love that.
In the past, I haven't always connected with these kinds of meditations or, you know, activations. I felt kind of disconnected. And lately I've been feeling much more connected and able to allow myself to receive through these kinds of experiences. And so I was really pleasantly surprised as you were beginning to speak that visions and pictures and images were just coming like this, you know. And one of the first ones, which ties into this alignment with joy, was a vision of the Virgin Mary as I have always seen her, having grown up Catholic, you know, very solemn and shrouded and covered, and, you know, very peaceful, but just very solemn. And as you were speaking about, you know, connecting, you know, heart to heart, this image of Mother Mary taking the shroud off and just seeing this beautiful, brightly adorned, vivacious, you know, brown skin, dark curly hair, bright colored, moving, you know, connecting me to, you know, my joy of belly dance and movement, and just hearing this joyful giggle come from her mouth, and these bright piercing eyes just, you know, telling me, like, it's your joy, it's your movement, it's your dance, it's your song, you know, whatever it is for you that just makes your body come alive, your vibrancy. that's where it is. That's where you go to connect. And that was the piece that just really clicked for me.
I love that. That is so beautiful. It's making me cry. Thank you. That is so beautiful.
And I love that that's what was coming through for you, because the other part that was coming through for me that I was going to mention was exactly this, which is the other part I was feeling, Jennifer, as you were doing all of that, was the connection I feel to what Vanessa and I talked about in our interview, which is about belly dance and the history of belly dance and the role that belly dance can have in connecting us with the divine feminine and with this same flow. I think it's the same energy, probably, right? This golden flow that is us, that is the divine, that is all of it. Yeah, like my body wanted to get up and go do Vanessa's belly dancing, right? I mean, I think it's all the same thing. So I love that. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no division.
And what I'm sensing, and maybe you can speak to this, Jennifer, is that, and maybe this connects back to what Martha was saying about the many petaled flower, is that we all come to this same thing from a different perspective, or maybe through a different avenue, through a different petal. But what we're coming to is the same thing, and it's all connected.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are all unique. You know, we are uniquely made, but a representative of the one. It would come in so many different flavors, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's so beautiful. That's what makes it so intricately beautiful and complex and simple at the same time, you know?
And that we can maybe access it through multiple petals, even at various moments, or even at the same, like I could sit here with Jennifer, your beautiful invocation meditation, and then go do the belly dance.
Absolutely.
5 minutes later.
I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then go do something else that carries that same, anyway, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So beautiful.
Jennifer, I would love to hear just a little bit more about your newest book.
Oh, awesome.
Can you give us just a little bit more in-depth feeling to how that book came about, and Opulence Infusion? When I hear that, I kind of think I know what it is, but I would love to hear more about that.
This book, and thank you for asking. I'll give as brief as I can. It is I would say it's an Aquarian age instruction manual of how to really step into your sovereign power and be completely provided for. Because those two things really need to come together for us light workers now. We can't really do things that don't bring us joy anymore. We can't really work for the man. We can't really do a job that doesn't feel like it's in tune with our heart and what we are about. And this really was given to me as how to create gold. Okay, how do you create gold and just bypass the whole money system? It kind of started there. And then I realized that gold, the substance of gold in this world, has a real negative feeling in my heart. I've seen so much greed and people going crazy with gold, And that's when he said, let's do a new faith currency, something that's beyond the system of this world, but can be used in this system. So this, when you said that it sounds vague, it does sound vague in the title, but when you get into it, there are step-by-step processes and opening up to like another world of opulence. There are a lot of players in this game. There are unicorns and dragons, angels, mighty beings. The cosmic victory is one of the mighty beings on this team. There's teams behind this book. There's a whole huge team of pure gold project team. And they want us to be the ground team to really infuse opulence through the world so we can get out of this old, got to work for the man, and then have a crazy weekend forgetting what I have to do, during the week. Because our whole life now is becoming joy-filled. It's becoming purposeful. It's becoming light-filled. It's no longer do we need to carry the burden of struggle and hard work. So it's an instruction manual how to do that. That's the short version.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us the short version. I've just begun reading it myself, and I'm really fascinated with what I'm reading. And so I can't wait to dive into it more deeply.
Thank you. Thank you. And Martha gave me a great interview about the whole thing too, that maybe we can post somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'll link that video with this video, and everybody can go watch more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked you this question in that interview also, but I will ask it. It's the last thing on my heart at the moment, but maybe Vanessa or maybe you, Jennifer, have something else you want to say or ask too. So in terms of flourishing in the heart of Mother Mary, what would you say is kind of the ultimate vision you have of how what does life or the world look like when we are flourishing in the heart of Mother Mary? What is that?
If we can imagine this, not just for ourselves, but for the whole world, being intimately cared for every moment of every day without feeling that they are less than, that it's like the provision for everyone all the time, no matter what. That is the vision of really being able to use our faith, which we all have. It doesn't matter how much faith you have, it's enough to really move through our lives in this place of, it feels magical. I just have to say that it's like using light and sound and just like we did in this meditation, sound is really important to move us forward, as is movement. We're, this beautiful offering that you have, Vanessa, of belly dancing. It's like, yeah, we need to come into our bodies as in harmony, into our money with harmony. And to me, it's all needs met all the time, every time, no matter what. That just think of how you would live your life if you knew you were intimately cared for every moment of your life. There would be no fear of the future. There would be no panic. There would be just, the stress, all that would fall away. And we'd be experiencing a new way of being with each other. Yeah.
Thank you. Vanessa, do you have any other questions or?
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful vision. And thank you for sharing that with us. And I believe that you have an optional workshop coming up, and I don't want to end without speaking to that.
Yes, I have an optional workshop coming up, and also I think a free gift of receiving some opulent light codes, because Mother Mary has said this is coming through light codes. This new Opulence Infusion comes through things that you don't think would come through. It doesn't come through you learning a bunch of steps and memorizing them. It really comes through light and sound. So it's a beautiful Unlock Your Opulence Light Codes, a gift that we have for you. So please take advantage of that. And I'm going to be able to teach you the new rosary. This is a rosary that came to me when I first started to get to know Mother Mary. And it really helps you if you're feeling stuck spiritually and unable to create what you want. And if you've been distracted from your soul purpose, this is a beautiful gift for you. It's very simple. And I'm going to be teaching you how to take a regular Catholic rosary and turn it into a beautiful balance of your desire, the masculine, the feminine coming together in a beautiful creative tool of prayer. It helped me repair my relationship with my son and my family. It's been great for me to heal my relationship with money. And now I'm using it to absolutely continue moving this project forward. And health and wholeness, whatever you need, it really helps you to participate in your own evolution with a tool. It's just a powerful tool, and I can't wait to teach it to you. It's really basic. But it's really easy and doable. So that's what the New Age Rosary Workshop is about.
Yay. Yeah. And you can sign up for that. I'll put the link with that here also. And yeah, there's a link to all of the optional paid workshops, including Vanessa's belly dance one, which is coming up this Friday. And yeah, all of that information will be here with the video. And I'm excited for all of them because I get to experience all of them. And lots of you hopefully will be able to experience all of them too. Each one's so unique and so exciting and so fun. Such a gift.
Thank you. Thank you, Martha, for bringing us all together. What a gift you are to the world. Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to say, Jennifer, about just generally the work that you do in the world? Anything, how can people find you? What are you offering that you would like people to know about?
If you take advantage of the free gift that I'm giving, you're going to get on my keep in touch list. And there's, I have an academy that continues to go and receive messages weekly from Mother Mary. So we're already halfway through Opulence Infusion 2 book. And it's amazing because now, Martha, you're going to love to hear this. The overlighting Deva of Pure Gold and Pan are starting to ask us to really participate with them in this next phase of the new faith currency. Wow. So it's very exciting, and you can always join the academy anytime you want. It's really easy to do, and it's my inner circle. It's where I give the best juice of my life. I guess that's a way to say it.
Wonderful things from the people in your academy and in your circles and in your community. Lots and lots of wonderful things about all of it, which doesn't surprise me. Great. I can't wait to hear more as it unfolds.
Thank you. Me either.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. This has been a really fascinating conversation, and I'm just really grateful for everything that you shared with us today and all of the beautiful work that you're doing in the world. And I can't wait to see what comes next.
Thank you. And Vanessa, thank you for being that container of grace that you always are. And I'm just so grateful that you're hosting this week of the Divine Feminine. There's co-hosting with Martha. I can't think of a better person to do it. And thank you so much.
Gifts all around, all of it. Yay. Thank you.